Falcon yet. That's what I thought. Looks as though your man is starting things off pretty slick. Rune's getting that nice 19%. Not too great, but at the same time it was a nice little string. And how he pulled off the string, how he led into it was a very nice decision on him. Raichu4u responding, putting him at 32%. Opting for a dash attack to grab runes. Kind of put himself in a bad position, retreating backwards and... Okay, making it back. Main grabbing through that nair. Things looking pretty even right now. And the reverse hitbox with the down tilt, sending the Raichu off stage. Oh no, spot dodge into the rest. That is unfortunate. You would think, I think people would learn after Raichu does that to them a couple times. That whenever you're dashing and manually sitting in shield, he is trying to go for that spot dodge. And if you, actually funny enough, if you don't whiff your grab, which means that you would actually connect it if he wasn't shielding, I'm sorry, if he was shielding, then you get hit by that 30 rest there. Pretty back and forth as it was with the first stock, so they had going for a hard read on there with that nair, but not, I'm sorry, with that forward air, not really good at though. Seeing right now percent lead in runes, but stage presence going to Raichu. Down B? Pretty riskily right there, go for a Falcon kick while in the air. Typically, you don't see a Falcon kick. Maybe he was looking for like a hard read of a roll or something. I don't know. So right now we got a grab. Oh man, grab back throw. And then the back air. We're gonna see if Rune's potentially seal us out, or if Raichu's gonna be able to get a nice read. Rolled into the back air. Unfortunate. Rune's taking game 1. And the comment on that one thing is the Studio Live. I'm pretty sure there is a mod, but I mean, in all reality, it wouldn't be tournament. It wouldn't be played in the tournament. But I mean, yeah, I can see it being good for learning matchups and spaces against hitboxer. Pretty good stage, at the same time it can also end pretty badly for him if he misses any attacks. And seeing how these blast zones are a little bit farther, it's a lot easier for Runes to actually survive the rest reads. So he's going to have to worry about getting these rest reads at a later percent. Getting that rapid boost though, Runes taking a bad situation and making a good one by taking so safe with that. Raichu trying to charge up a hard F smash there. Rune's knowing his character well enough to how low he can go and still make it back. And hopping over Raichu. Raichu opting not to go for the up air, instead I think for the back air and got punished for it. Side B, making it back. And right now Raichu looking pretty far, but that was the benefit of picking Battlefield, but at the same time, since he was such a high percent, got hit by that back air. And unfortunately, lost the stock there. up air chains. You're gonna see. He's going back in back air finally. Yep. Raichu able to sail the stock potentially, see if we can pick this game. Not too bad of a hill to climb. He's at 40%. The only thing is he's got to work on is if he can get the Gimp game going, he can take Raichu off stage and take the man out. No, takes the man off stage and split on stage. Unfortunately, didn't go off the chase. Jigglypuff having the 6 jumps that she has, pretty good idea. But at the same time, I can understand it could be a very risky situation because if you get underneath Falcon, open up a can of worms that you just don't want to approach. You don't even want to look at, you don't even want to think about the thing. Looking like he's in a pretty bad spot here with that percent, but taking the good thing with that rage and, you know, using it to his advantage, hitting the man with the back air, hitting him off stage, trying to go for a down tilt, and then back air one more time, seal the deal. Runes. This best of 5?
Yeah, I just we do like all semis onward, best of 5 because we have extra time.
Alright, sounds fair. Don't battle for one more time. Starting things off, I don't know. Not too bad. Raichu definitely starting off a lot stronger than he did the second game. It was a good second game, he did get some good hits in, but the runes swiftly took the game back. We're going to see if the situation is a repeat of it. And unfortunately it looks like it is. Runes just completely hit you, man. And back air, read. Okay, no, Raichu making it back, good, yeah. And then using the raw to get out of runes, missing that grab. Not too bad of a situation, but at the same time, a little unfortunate when you know that you could have definitely followed up with something. The rune's getting that down throw, we're gonna see. Nope, Nile will fall, but anything percents are a little bit too high for him. Probably gonna have to opt for another throw, maybe 4th throw, back throw. Me not knowing what to do, but I mean, I'm pretty sure down throw is a pretty bad decision. Just the, gosh, forward smash. Back air, losing the first stock. Raichu taunted, is taunted get bodied? This is going to be an unfortunate situation here. No, Raichu fighting the powers. Not going to get bodied today. Just getting the jab, walk away, play safe. Runes getting a nice box shot away into the dash grab right there. And getting the 4th throw. Man, from center, taking him that far to the blast zone? Reading the air dodge, just not in the right position for it though. Raichu should be able to space the air dodge out, or place the air dodge at a very great time to where if he back air, he wouldn't be close enough. And if he went to back air, after the air dodge was done, he'd already be too low. Oh man, that was... This, oh man, then whiffing. Excuse me? Hello? That was a pretty poor punish there. He whiffed his rest, and he ended up knocking him off stage, which, you know, basically cured him with his, well, he basically knocked him off of the ledge, which took the guy away his shield break. It's okay, spot dodge, Rice going to take it, and, hey there. Alright. Alright, welcome back. Runes rigging it. So Raichu taking it to game 4. You won game 3, taking it to game 4. That was, I'm not sure if you saw that with punish, but, you know, it's pretty nasty. Pretty unfortunate.
Alrighty, we've got Raichu4u and Runes on the stream right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so game 4. I've noticed that, well, the only thing I really saw was Raichu4u missing a rest and getting forward smashed at 150%.
It was pretty bad. Like, he whiffed the rest and then knocked him off the platform, which basically got rid of his shield break, his stun. And then he's just like, oh, thanks. Don't mind if I do. Send things off there, going, okay. I'm in Dreamland right now.
Alrighty. Raichu4u has a really rolly style.
Yeah, he definitely likes to roll.
Yeah, he likes to roll a lot.
And spot dodge.
Roll and spot dodge. He plays a very, a game that you just have to punish. You can't really approach so much as you have to punish his constant rolls and really read, you know, his roll. And Runes has like a really rush down style that really kind of works towards Raichu4u's style of play.
It's definitely not a bad thing whenever you play very passive and you play against someone who's very aggressive and in your face. But the problem is, if you can't deal with certain people's aggressions, then it works to your downfall, essentially.
Yeah.
Like Rune, some people that play really passive against Runes, if he picks up on it, he'll take you off stage, read an air dodge, and then just dare you. It's just like, oh, please.
Yeah, never air dodge against Cam Falcon on stage. It's not a fun time.
Also, Runes is really good at picking up at bad habits too, from what I saw.
Yeah.
When he was playing against Opsalon, I noticed that he always went low to recover. He would always try to go ledge. He wouldn't try to go past ledge, so he would just immediately sit with a dare spike every time. So, it's very unfortunate. Right now, both of them sitting at the Super Saiyan percent and the reverse Super Saiyan, respectively. You know? Hit by the Nair.
Yeah, so like a lot of like what's really going on in this matchup is you're seeing a lot of like Runes going for that really aggressive option, Raichu4u sniffing that out, picking a defensive option and then punishing. And so what Runes really needs to do right now is try to follow. He needs to start punishing his punishes.
Yeah,
he needs to wait on his back airs. He needs to wait on his up airs. Because Raichu4u is just spamming that air dodge button while he's up in the air, and what I'd like to see from Runes maybe throwing in like a side B every now and again, because if he can catch Raichu4u rolling, and he has some of that side B, he's dead at this percent.
Oh yeah, definitely. Seeing how he's Jigglypuff and Runes is sitting at a pretty good amount of rage right now.
Yeah. And not to mention Raichu4u's percent himself. Runes doesn't have a problem hitting him, it's getting that kill.
Yep, Runes gonna hit by the back air though. Raichu gonna take it. Take first stock here.
And then the winner of this has to play Goof.
Oh really?
Oh yeah. Goof is really getting into that upper echelon of Michigan's like mid-level players. And he's a real threat in the bracket. I know that he won last Gamers Gauntlet too, so he's really improving.
And I did know that I think Runes was it. I'm sorry, Bows and Goof. Did they play off stream on the same?
Oh yeah, they do have to play next.
Yep.
I think they're actually coming on stream, so it should be the winner of that match will play the winner of this match. That might have been a rest right there, but too low of a percent to kill. Runes is really starting to play a little bit desperate here. You can see that he's just going rush down after rush down here, just trying to find one spot that he can. Ooh, that amazing roll read. And now it's game 5.
That was a potential reverse 3-0 now.
Yep, it's down to the wire now. And it seems like Raichu4u has really downloaded them over this past set, and now Runes is really having to play catch up.
Well, I think it's more like Runes just gotta learn to do a little bit more mix-ups. Like I said, like you said, he's playing a little bit too aggressive, which unfortunate.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna have to slow it down.
But I think what he has to do is basically try to bait it out more. Like he's gotta basically like short hop a little bit more towards him, and at the same time, wait for Sean to roll before he does something, and if he sees him sitting in shield, don't try to dash grab him, because that seems to be the biggest problem with him. When Sean Raichu4u just first started to bring it back, it was because every time he'd sit in shield, Run would approach him, try to go for a grab or a dash attack, and then he'd spot dodge and rest him. So
yeah. And right now you can see that Raichu4u is just really wanting to play that giveaway game. He's just using those throws to just create some distance and some damage and take him off stage. So that's really Jigglypuff is really going to shine in this matchup, especially with his off stage, because if he can just get that wall of pain out, it's definitely over for Captain Falcon. He's a fast faller, does not have a lot of recovery options.
Yeah, once you take away his jump, he's kind of screwed. Okay, Rune's rolling a little bit too much now, and Raichu picking up on it, running right past him, and then dash attacking once the roll ends.
And Runes is like jabbing on shield. He really needs to slow it down, and he needs to reset the pace here and try to reset the neutral itself, because he is really going for he's trying to look for any straight hit he can get, and it's just not working out for him.
And down throw, but it's a little bit too high for the ball with an up air.
Yeah, and that's another thing about Jigglypuff is that since she is so floaty, it makes it really hard for anyone to combo her at this percent. It's a really weird percent because you don't have any follow-ups to anything really, so it's definitely making it harder for Runes to follow.
Yeah.
And Runes on the reverse end is a very fast faller, so Jigglypuff is really going to be able to capitalize on it.
Going for a hard elbow right there, trying to give it to him. Raichu not gonna walk into it.
You know what I want to see? I just want to see like a Randy up B from Runes just go in and seal that stop. Just catch him jumping up in the air. Just throw a random up B.
I think if he still had his Rage from his first stock, he'd definitely be able to do it. But I think right now at this percent, even if it is Jigglypuff, I don't think it'd work out. I think he's gonna have to build him up a little bit higher.
Going for a back throw. He's trying to reset the stage control, and he's trying to really just ooh, nice pivot.
Solid work on that pivot right there. Got the, he sat right next to the ledge, so maybe convinced Raichu to go for the roll, and when he did, he punished it quick.
I'm liking Runes. Runes is kind of mixing it up now. He's definitely taking his foot off the gas pedal a little bit, and he's starting to play a little bit more elusive, but it might be too little too late at this point. Jigglypuff is still on his first stock, and Runes is falling into the mid-percents of the...
Trying to go for a red boost there, unfortunately. Yeah. I mean, it's not like it's undoable though, because like a Falcon in Rage, I mean, alright, give him enough Rage, takes his stocks, then puts Raichu up to like maybe like 30 maybe, and you can probably spike him.
Alright, good back air, setting it up. There we go, reading that air dodge, seeing the ending lag on it, and just punishing hard with that back air. And that's what Rune needs to do. He needs to punish the landing lag that the air dodges give to every character in Smash. That's it. There we go. He's reading those air dodges now.
Getting the flow of playing against Sean again. We're gonna see.
He is really reading all those air dodges now. And Raichu4u is now back into the corner here.
Alright, got the read on the air dodge, and up air. Now the percents are now in Runes' favor here.
Yep, and you can kind of tell right now that Raichu4u is going to start looking for that rest. He's sitting in shield a little bit more. He's not moving as laterally. He's always moving a little bit downward. So it's like he's just has his hand on the trigger to hit either that back air or the down B. Runes is going to play smart. You know, Runes can sit in shield. Jigglypuff doesn't really get anything off throws, and they don't kill.
As long as he stays away from the back, they're going to hit him though.
Ooh,
okay.
And that's it. Bringing it back with a reverse 3-0 is Raichu4u.
Very nice. Runes unfortunately fell behind.
Runes put up a good fight, and he started adapting at the end there, but it was just too little too late.
Yeah, just a little bit, unfortunately.